I'm Roanne.
And I'm Miguel, and today we're going to be continuing our clicker game. In this video, we'll be making a shop feature and the way to use the shop. And we will be doing some smooth movement.
Let's get into the project and
let's get started.
Word money or like whatever the currency is in your game, and then you have to put it above wherever the variable is. So if it's not in the right spot, you could just move it, and then but make sure to move the variable with it. So it should look like this, or like if you have the variable down here or something, then you move the text to be like right above it. And yeah, that's what it should look like. Yeah, sorry guys, I forgot to mention that. Let's make a new sprite. We'll call it shop_screen. Then let's make a big rectangle to fit the whole screen. Make sure to center it and fill it in whatever color you like. We're gonna make it purple. Then for a little extra detail, you can make one rectangle at the bottom of the screen, fill it in to be a little darker, copy it, make sure it's centered, hold shift while dragging, and pull it up. Then, go to where it says the X and the Y and make it 0. In the code, drag it when green flag clicked, hide. Make it also say, go to 0, 0.
Now, let's make a new sprite. And we're gonna call this one shop_button. This is the button we will click to get into the shop. Let's make a rectangle with the square tool. Pretty anticlimactic, but in the square, let's write shop, or whatever you want to call it. Market, shop. Now change the color of the text to something that is different and visible to the naked eye.
You can also add an outline if you'd like.
Now, go into the code of this sprite. Go to placeholder and find where the script is for making it bigger and smaller when the mouse hovers over it. There it is. Drag it to that sprite, as shown.
Now, drag out a when this sprite clicked hat block. Then, when this sprite clicked, broadcast, open, shop. Then, go back to the shop screen and say, whenever I see open shop, show. Go to front layer.
In the button sprite, when you receive open shop, make it hide. And same thing for your placeholder. This is so the button doesn't show when you're in the shop.
Now, let's make a new sprite. We're going to have this as the X button, so call it X.
This is to exit the shop when you are in the shop and you don't have money to buy stuff or you're done buying things.
Now, drag a rectangle while holding shift. You can make it skinnier, and then drag it to the center. While dragging the rotate button, hold shift and make it go in a 45-degree angle. If it has an outline, remove it now.
This is for later purposes.
Then copy it, paste, flip horizontal, and center it. Now would be the good time to fill it in as a different color. We're gonna fill it in as red.
If you still want an outline, look at this hack. Highlight everything, copy it, and now paste it. Now, send it to the back. And make the outline however thick you want. This makes an illusion that it has an outline. But if you didn't do this, then the outline would be intersecting through the middle since you had two rectangles.
Make sure if your sprite is too big to set the size to something like 75.
Now, go into the code. You can drag the X wherever you want to be in the shop. Note that there will be things in the shop, so it might look weird if it's covering stuff up. We're gonna put it in the corner. Now, go to shop screen and drag all the code from there to the X. It is the same exact code that you will need.
Make sure to change the values to these values right here.
Now, also in the X sprite, drag a when sprite clicked and make it broadcast a new message. Name it close shop. Now, drag a when I receive close shop and drag a hide block. You can also drag that to the shop screen since they have almost identical code. Now, go to the shop button and drag a when I receive close shop show.
Make sure to put a when green flag clicked, broadcast, close shop.
And also put a green flag above that forever loop.
Make sure to put a go to and then wherever you'd want it to be on the screen. So, if you want to move it, take out that broadcast and now you're free to click it. So, as you can see here, this button is way larger than this. But what it's supposed to do is set the size to 70 when the mouse is hovering over it and set the size to 50 when it's not. But it's still really big. So, there's a way to fix this. My mistake, guys. So, instead of putting these, delete them both. Then, drag out a plus, minus, divided by, and 2 size blocks. This time, we're gonna do it right. Put the minus in the first input for the divided by, and that in the second input for the plus. Then, the 2 size blocks in the first and third input. For the first input, this is what size it's gonna be going to when you hover the mouse over it. So, we're gonna say 1, 2, 5. Then, divide by 3. Duplicate this and put it in else set size 2. Then do 100. Now this looks way better. Let's go ahead and fix that and everywhere we use the set size block at. So duplicate this, drag it out into the placeholder. Make sure that it's the right thing. So if you're putting it under the start, keep it at 125 and then put this at 100. Then for the when the sprite clicked, delete this, put it back in, and do 115.
Let's test it. Oh, that's dumb. And it works. And it's doing it in fashion. But where did the placeholder go? Let's fix that problem.
Make it so that it shows at the beginning of the game, under the when green flag clicked. That's better. But as you can see, the placeholder's tiny. So let's go back into the costume editor and make it larger. That's much better. Now it's time to make an upgrade.
Let's make a new sprite. This will be our first upgrade in the game. We'll have this one automatically click the stone every second, which could be pretty overpowered if you get enough. Let's make a new sprite. This will be our first upgrade. We'll have this one automatically click the stone every second. Let's name it auto click. Now go to the costume editor. Hold shift when you're dragging out a square. Now, in the box, you can either write some text or do some quick art. We're going to do some quick art and draw a mouse inside.
We're gonna use Google to find a picture of the pointer finger cursor.
This is because Rowan is lazy.
Yeah. I hear ice cream truck.
Are you gonna add that in? I hear
No.
ice cream truck.
Why would I add that in? Why would I add that in? This is a pretty good sprite. As you can see, it has both the mouse and the pointer tool. We're going to copy this image in. Here's a quick hack. Whenever you find an image you like, but there's a background like this, go to this website, remove.bg. This website will remove the background from the image for completely free. It's honestly a website I use all the time. Let's download it. Now, back in Scratch, I'm going to upload a costume. This costume is the pointer finger tool. Now, we can paste it back into a button sprite and change the size down. I'm going to make it rotated a little. I'm also going to add text.
Make sure the text isn't too big because you will have to add how much it costs. We're going to make it cost $50. So let's add that in. Now, let's go to the code. Now we're going to drag a when I receive start. And we're going to make it go to a certain position. But don't change these values yet. Let's go into the shop. Make it go to front layer so you can see it. Drag it where you want it to be. We're going to put it over there. And now change those values to whatever those numbers say over there. Now do a when I receive open shop, go to front layer, wait 0.01 seconds, and then go to front layer and make sure it shows.
When I receive close shop, hide.
Let's test if this works. Smash that green flag, open it up, and it seems like it's working pretty well. But what's an upgrade without it actually working? Let's make this auto-click really work.
We're going to put the same inflating script in every button we have. So, remember to always put this script. We should also put it in the X. Now, let's test it out. So, the shop rises, the placeholder rises, the X even rises, and so does the button.
The X seems a little bit too big, so we're going to change the size now.
Now, let's test it out. And as you can see, the X gets bigger and the button gets bigger. Make a new list. This is our first time using lists on this series. So, let's call it auto-click.
It's okay if you're a bit confused about lists, so I'm going to quickly explain them. A list is basically an inventory. So, let's say you're playing a game and you have to collect a key to pass through a door. You can ask if there's a key in that inventory, you are able to pass. But if there isn't a key in that inventory, you cannot pass.
Now, go to the auto-click button. Drag out when the sprite clicked. If money is greater than 49, then change money by minus 50. Add auto-clicker to auto-click. Then, under the when green flag clicked, delete all of auto-click. Create a new start forever loop and make it say forever, wait 1 second, and change money by length of auto-click. To make it so that the money changes every second by the amount of auto-clicks you have bought. Make sure to hide the list. Uh-oh, it seems like we've forgotten to make it show when the shop closes. So, let's put it back there. Okay, now it should work. So, we don't have any money, and it won't let us buy the auto-clicker. Let's get $100.
We're getting $100 so we can buy 2 and test if this really works.
Now we have $100. So, let's buy it and buy another. Now, we're getting $2 per second. If you don't like how long it takes to give you $1, you can make it wait longer. So we're going to wait 2.5 seconds.
This is the end of the video for now. Just one more episode to go where we will be polishing everything that we have added, adding more upgrades, and finally completing this clicker game. Thank you guys so much for watching this series so far, and you guys
definitely use some Scratch abilities. Make sure if your sprite is too big to set the size to something like 75. Why did I say it like that?